Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Today we will learn mantra number 9 of Kaivalya Upanishad. Sa eva sarvam yad bhutai Sa eva sarvam yad bhutai Yaccha Yaccha bhavyam sanatanam Yaccha bhavyam sanatanam Jnatva tam mrityum atyeti Jnatva tam mrityum atyeti Nanyaf pantha vimuktaye Nanyaf pantha vimuktaye. So together, Sa eva sarvam yad bhutam Yaccha bhavyam sanatanam Jnatva tam mrityum atyeti Nanyaf pantha vimuktaye. Saha he eva alone, he alone is sarvam. He alone is sarvam. He alone is all. Yad, which, bhutam, here it is, bhutam is verb, was, yat cha, bhavyam, which will be, bhavyam here also verb means future tense, means that which was, that which will be, sanatanam, eternal, jnatva, having known this, tam, him, mrityum, death, atyeti, crosses, na means not, anyaha, other, pantha, path, vimuktaye, for liberation. So the word for word meaning after we will see the direct translation. He alone is all that was, and he alone will be everything. He is the eternal. Knowing him, one goes beyond the sting of death. There is no other way to reach complete freedom, complete emancipation, complete liberation. Brahmaveda Brahmaiva Bhavati. The knower of Brahman becomes Brahman. The past, the present, the future. Everything is Brahman alone. Everything is eternal. What is Brahman? Brahman is Sat Sarup, the very existence of everything. What is the definition of Sat, or that existence? In Sanskrit, it is Trikale Tishtati iti Sat, which is the common factor in three periods of time. What is that three periods of time? Waking state, dream state, and deep sleep state. In waking state, one seer is there, drashta, and the whole plural world. In dream, only one mind is there, and it creates. In deep sleep, everything drops. After waking up, what is the first thing? Sukhe namaya nidra abhuyate, or aswapsam. And then aham kimapi na jana. I slept very nicely, but I don't know anything else after that. I slept and I don't know. That I is common. Three kal, three period of time. When there was no time, Brahman alone was there. Means I alone was there. Which is beyond death, beyond birth. Ajo nitya sashvato, ajo nitya sashvatoyam puranaha nahanyate anyamane sharire. Ajaha nitya sashvata. That eternal existence is I alone. I am that substance on which the whole world exists. I am there, that is why the sun shines. I am there, that is why the moon is. I am there, that is why that oceans, rivers, trees, mountains, everything is there. I am. That is why everything else is. What is bondage? Confinedness is bondage. Parichinnata hi bandhan hai. Limitedness is bondage. Yo vai bhuma tad sukham. The bliss, the ananda is in ananta, eternal. The supreme bliss is eternal. Na alpe sukhamasti. If how much big it is, if it is limited, the absolute bliss will not come. because Ananta and Ananda are same. परिच्छिन्नता ही बंधन है. थोड़ा सा भी लिमिटेडनेस जिनके पास है, that I am that body, or like that, like that, like that, emancipation is not possible. And for an emancipated person, he is apta kama. He is atma kama. He has no desire. He is floating in the ocean of bliss. आत्ममय पुरुष का थोड़ा सा भी कोई कामना नहीं रहता. After gaining this knowledge, who doesn't apply this knowledge, actually he is the spendthrift. वही कृपण है. सिर्फ लोगों को कुछ नहीं देता, साधु सेवा नहीं करते, ये लोग कृपण नहीं. कृपण तो वो है जो इस ज्ञान को अपनाने के बाद भी इनका उपयोग नहीं करते. It's not that he doesn't distribute this knowledge to others. He doesn't give that knowledge to himself also. खुद को भी ये ज्ञान नहीं देता. सह कृपणः. নিজেকে জানার চেয়ে সুখের আর কিছুই নেই. The most blissful thing, the most pleasurous thing is to know himself. Who has come to know that I am the mind, खनि जिसको बोलते हैं. I am the source of entire happiness, not only my happiness. I am the source of others' happiness also. How that person will be sad? जो खुद को पहचानते हैं सारे आनंद की उत्स के स्वरूप, दुख कैसे स्पर्श करेगा? You are that Sukham. Believe it. Veda is telling, Guru is telling, your Acharya is telling, the eternal Parampara is telling, you are that. He is not only Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. He is all. He is past, he is future, he is what was always there. Tvam jnatva mrityum atyeti. उनको जानने से free from bandhan, free from any papa, limitation means samsara. Feeling within the eternal bliss is sannyas. Got it? There is no other way to be free. सन्यासी का मतलब मुक्त पुरुष। और सन्यास एक भावना की नाम है। क्या है वो भावना? I am free from any bondage, any sins. I am not limited by any structure, any idea, any rules, any regulations, nothing. I am, that is why the whole world has so much rules and regulations. Because of me. But remember, from the standpoint of highest, not from the standpoint of Vyavaharika, transactional world. If you are driving and missed a red signal, and if the police personnel comes and if you start saying that I am, that is why that signal is, this example is not for that. This is from the highest standpoint when you will meditate. How that knowledge will be gained? By Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yogat Avaihi. Can you remember the mantra? Through extreme Shraddha, faith, trust, through extreme bhakti, love and devotion, and dhyana yoga, meditation. How will you gain the knowledge? Another point, Uma Sahaya. Another point, by Dakshinamurti like Guru. That is why the Shiva is Adi Guru, who is Nirguna and Saguna both. Upanishad always systematically unfold the truth. You know how the fulfillment comes. Fulfillment comes from what is compatible. This sort of knowledge, highest knowledge, will be gained by Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana. How? You have to listen to this knowledge very carefully, with total alertness and consciousness and total faith, Shraddha ke saath. Then reflecting this knowledge in mind, mananam. How? With total love and being single pointed. Nididhyasa. Our ego never allows us to admit that we are ignorant. Our ego really never allows that we are ignorant. What is our objective in this path? See, infinite is not our object or objective. What is knowledge? Knowing of the infinitude of the infinite is the knowledge. And that is you. Knowing the infinitude of the infinite is knowledge, and that is you. And that is Kaivalya. That is the Pratipadya Vishaya of Kaivalya Upanishad. You are everything. You alone. You alone, where you alone are, you alone will be. All the projection is mere projection only. From one and only everything has been manifested, and that is me. From me, everything has been manifested. Who am I? Satchid Ananda Swarup, Chaitanya Swarup. I am that super consciousness. That is Kevala. Kevala means nature of mind. Intrinsic nature of me, intrinsic nature of Brahman. What every time we are experiencing, that is Brahman only. Brahman is Atma. The supreme consciousness is individual consciousness because there is only one consciousness. That Brahman is Ishvara. That Brahman is Jagat. That Brahman is me alone. That Brahman is you alone. What is the state of realization? This is the state of realization. Not to discover Brahman. The Brahman only is, and that is me. That is Kaivalya. And that is the final realization. Just as in a dream, the one waking mind itself becomes the varieties of objects, car, driver, passenger. Same mind is becoming this thing because there is nobody else. Inside there is no space, extra space. So how that city will come, car will come, driver will come, passenger will come. One waking mind creates the entire dream world. Likewise, it is this transcendental consciousness that has become the pluralistic world in all the periods of time. All that was in the past, Bhutam, and all that will be the future, Bhavyam, is nothing but the expression of Him, the one eternal Sanatan reality, Lord Parameshwara. Actually, every time is present only. The concept of past and future, it's in our mind. Having known this, jnatva, this means having known this highest knowledge. Means to know this is the highest knowledge. Here, knowing is not mere intellectual appreciation. Then what it is? It is of spiritual apprehension, whereby the seeker knows the truth as his own deep and vivid subjective experience. It must be known as a living spiritual apprehension. One who has thus awakened to the Parameshwara consciousness becomes himself the Neelakantha, the blue-necked. And since the Lord Trilochana is immortal, such a seeker also goes beyond death. We have already explained the term immortality, Amritatvam, in previous mantra and before that also. What is immortality? Immortality is a state of experience which never changes or wavers. Amritatva bhi ek vritti hai. There is no other way to reach complete freedom. Nanya pantha vidyate anaya. Here it is, Nanya pantha vimuktaye. There is no other way to reach the complete freedom. Ordinarily, a student might feel that this is a very difficult path. Swamiji, this is not for us. We are all samsaris. Swamiji, please understand. We have children, we have parents, we have wife, we have tension. You know, Swamiji, you don't have any tension because you don't run a samsara. Yes, absolutely right. You only, get the call or request, Swamiji, will you have dinner with us in mainland China or Karipata? And you go. How do you know? You have no idea. I go through these things. That is why people call me. You know, some people, when I remember one thing, we used to serve our teachers. Each and everything, washing clothes, washing utensils, cutting the vegetables, cutting. Our Acharya did not do anything else. Some brahmacharis had the question, अरे कितना बढ़िया है भाई, कुछ करते नहीं. Swamiji one day explained it. And we understood he is the hub of the wheel. You know, the wheel is going on, but there is a hub. Have you noticed? Ratha Chakra. The hub is always stand still, as if the whole tire is moving. But if the hub is not there, just think. The how is there, that is why the whole wheel is there, that is why the vehicle is moving. But apparently, as if the how is standstill. One day we reached little late, and we saw Swamiji did everything else in a very minute detail, single-handed. What we can't do this thing to that extent of perfection when we were 4, 5 brahmacharis, brahmacharinis. We asked, who did it? Bhagavan. How do you know Swamiji? Because the young brahmacharis, they think that Swamiji doesn't know. Swamiji told, if I did not know, you did not serve me. बैंक में लोन उसी को ही देता है, गरीब को नहीं देता. हाँ, any bank never gives the loan to the very poorest person. उनको ही देता है जिनको वापस देने का ताकत है. Have you ever thought? We serve actually them only in this Guru Shishya Parampara, who knows everything else. Only by compassion, ever compassion, who gives us chance to serve. There is no other way to reach complete freedom. Ordinarily, a student might feel that this is a very difficult path and therefore would expect the teacher to give him a more ready-to-do technique. So, to emphasize that idea, there is no shortcut to perfection, and that this alone is the method. The Upanishads very often have to make such total assertions to rise above our identification with the mind, intellect, by a conscious contemplative flight is the only method of awakening into the truth and reaching the higher consciousness. Until this seat of truth is entered into and lived as our own subjective experience, we cannot rise above any matter, above, which is the source of all our suffering today. We can't, or we don't transcend the knowledge. The Upanishad, the Guru's only kartavya is to make you understand how to transcend this knowledge into the daily life. Then only liberation is possible. Liberation is possible in this very life. You are liberated. Only to know that. ऐसा कभी मत सोचिए कब मुक्त होऊंगा, कब मोक्ष मिलेगा. You are mukta, you are liberated. Just to know that. हरिओम तत्सत, हरिओम तत्सत, हरिओम तत्सत।